Bank of Canada raised the interest rate for the eighth time. Toronto real estate market became really stagnant. Both buyers and sellers are very cautious to take any action. So how do we still sell our property fast and for top dollars? What are the good tricks and what are the common traps to avoid? Hi, my name is Pris Han. I am your real estate broker in GTA. Today, let's talk about home selling. So before we talk about tricks and traps, let's first discuss the nature of home sale. So when we sell a property, the property is like a goods, but it's unlike we purchase a can of Coca-Cola or a bottle of shampoo, because property is very unique. It's not a standard product. The process of selling a home is more similar to selling an art piece. So you just imagine if we try to sell a Van Gogh's painting, which one is more likely to sell this painting at the highest possible price? Is a small auction home, or it's like a Sotheby who can invite 500 wealthiest art lovers in the same hall, right? So the answer is obvious. It's going to be like Sotheby, right? Because you gathered lots of wealthy people who's really interested in the piece of art. So now we understand when we want to sell the property for the highest possible price in the quickest time, what we need to do is to bring the maximized exposure to this property. The more people come to view the home, the more people we're handing the offer. And from the lots of offer we collected, the highest price, the best quality offer is going to come from all the offers you receive. Now we have this background of understanding. The secret of selling our home with the best sales result would be maximize marketing exposure. So then this might answer some of the questions some people might ask. Why can't I sell my home by myself? Unless you're a huge internet influencer like Kardashian, a normal person won't have a huge influence circle. So get the maximum sales result would need a maximum exposure through a very experienced realtor who had that kind of marketing expertise. So having had that general knowledge, now let's take a look together at the common traps. Trap number one. This is the most typical one when I sit in front of a seller. Oftentimes they would say, oh, I'm just going to give my property to the agent who can sell my property for the highest amount. We really need to understand that actually nobody can decide the price except the market itself. Sell price is nothing but a function of supply and demand, which compose the total market, right? So if we agree that, then you would agree that the agent who create the greatest demand by maximize the marketing exposure is most likely to be the one who bring you the highest price, right? So knowing that, we now know if an agent only come out with the words of that highest amount, but without backing it up with solid marketing activities and execution, his words is just gonna not be realized, right? Continue. Sometimes the seller wants to list the property at a very high price and just maybe induced by this agent, but it's just going to be ending up hurting yourself. Why? Because when you price your property higher than the market price, you would be used as a benchmark, helping other sellers in your neighborhood to sell fast because you make their properties seems really value for money. And your days on market just becomes longer and longer. And the longer you stay there, the worse perception potential buyers will think about your property. You end up have to going through multiple times of price reduction and selling at the price lower than the market. Trap number two, pick an agent who promised to save you money by discounting his or her commission. Unless you believe all the agents are the same, so no matter whichever agent you choose, they're gonna bring you the same amount of sale proceeds, then your equation should be your sold price minus the commission, correct? So if not all the agents are the same, if the competent one, if the one with marketing expertise can bring you higher dollar amount, and even though his commission might be higher, you can still net higher, correct? So that it comes to what we are saying now. A lower commission does not guarantee higher net. Maximize exposure is the critical factor in achieving highest possible price. So when that highest possible price achieved, So even you give a normal amount of commission, you can still achieve the higher net price. Trap number 3, use your friends or relatives who might be a part-time agent or nice agent to represent you in the home sale. We first need to agree that personality has nothing to do with the marketing expertise. We established earlier on that the key factor is to maximize marketing efforts. So being nice does not qualify them as the best marketer, and what you need is a best marketer and salesperson. But I do understand to a certain degree why people find their friends and relatives or a nice agent, because this is home selling. It's not a activity that they conduct all the time. They're afraid to be fooled, or they're afraid that something fishy is going to happen and they're going to lose. So if that's your fear, if you are merely afraid of choosing a stranger realtor and you make a wrong decision, just ask this stranger realtor, but at least competent at marketing, to show you all the data, all the market information before you make a decision, such as setting the listing price. Ask them to show the most recent transaction for similar properties in your same neighborhood. Use those data to guide yourself to make a listing price decision. Use those data to decide when you receive offers which one you should pick. Trap number 4 is to deliberately avoid a real estate team and choose a solo agent, thinking that you can get one-on-one service. Well, it is true, when you choose a solo agent, you only need to communicate with this one person. But home selling is a very long chain of service. In this long chain, many sessions, they require different skill set, different experience, different strengths. But one person is very difficult to be good at all the sessions. So when it comes to the part that this realtor is not good at, it's very easy for the realtor to fail at that part and affect the final result. Another thing is, although you're only communicating with this one realtor, he might not be just serving you. When he has multiple clients to serve, and when he's serving one, maybe close to the very end, it's very busy, it's quite difficult for him to divert himself to serve multiple clients at the same time. So you will still be neglected for at least part of time. But when it's a good team structure will arrange different professionals looking after different sections. So this dedicated person, most of the time, they are good at what they're doing and they also like what they're doing. So maybe contrarily to what you think, actually you will have a seamless, smooth service. Okay, so this is the 4 most common traps. So before I end today's video, I want to run a small quiz at the end. I want to ask you, in a year, in your opinion, how many deals does an average agent make? If your answer is around 1 per month, so in a year about a dozen, then you are like one of the clients who give the most typical answer, but it's actually not. The result is quite different than what you think. So I pulled data from mid last year in June from Toronto Real Estate Board. At that time, the whole GTA has 68,000 realtors. This is the result. There are around 30,000 realtors, which is also 44% of the total 68,000 realtors, make no deal at all in a year. Another 34%, which is 23,000 agents, makes 1 or 2 or 3 deals. So if you combine these two together, you will see close to 80% of the 68,000 agents can only make around 2 deals a year. So if an agent whose team can create about 35 deals, they would be already at the top 0.6% of all the 68,000 agents. I'm showing you this number trying to illustrate that you might think all the agents are the same. They all pass the same exam. They all have the same license. But no, because you need to believe the experience, the skill, the capability of solving problems is linear to the number of deals a realtor conduct in a year. Because it's by facing different challenges and the realtor conquer one after one, he accumulates this experience. I'm trying to let you know that not all the realtors are the same. Choose the one that was experienced so you will have higher possibility to have the best outcome. So this is the end of the video. Looking forward to meeting you in next video.